Their lives were devastated, but instead of letting the tragedy ruin them, they did the exact opposite.
It helps us get through each day and know that we're making an impact in the lives of other families that are struggling right now.
This is how we move forward, keeping Tanner's legacy alive, but we've at $520,000 right now that we've given away to families, and we have helped almost 500 families.
To know the real story behind Tanner's team, it's best to know the boy who started it all.
I think my biggest honor is when someone comes up to me and they're like, "You're Tanner's mom?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I am Tanner's mom." It's just real heartwarming.
Red-headed he loved sports, He was a hockey player, loved hockey, he played football, he played baseball, He did it all.
But in 2010, Tanner was diagnosed with Myelodysplastic Syndrome, and his journey took a drastic turn, but his love of sports did not.
He skated the flag to center ice with Minnesota Wild. So he met Mikko Koivu, he met Matt Cullen, a lot of the Wild players that night, and they all took him under his wing that night. Then the next day he checks into the hospital and Brett Favre is there, and then we go to the Ronald McDonald House for dinner, and Tanner's out in the backyard with his football in his hand, and Brett points over to him and says, "Hey, tell that boy to come over here." Anyway, he asked Tanner if he could catch a pass. Tanner sprinted across there, caught the pass right in stride, And then, 11 days later, he ends up in the intensive care unit, and his body created an infection.
And to the very end, Tanner kept his spirits soaring.
We have the day that Tanner got his head shaved. Cindy was there with him because his hair was starting to fall out. And if you knew Tanner, that was his pride and joy, was his red hair, and that was the first thing, I think, and the only thing he was ever really worried about when the diagnosis finally came down.
He got in the shower to get all that stuff off of him, and came out, he looks in the mirror and he goes, "I look good." And I'm like, "You look fabulous, honey." But he was just a very positive.
Very positive.
The Fuls family still grieves, but they wasted no time in pushing forward with positivity.
Our community, our friends, our family, strangers that came out to help us, and we didn't get through it on our own. People supported us so much that we just felt we need to give back.
It didn't take long for the story of Tanner's team to touch the hearts of others, including Jed Meyer, the president and CEO of St. Cloud Financial Credit Union.
When I heard what they turned it into, which is going and helping families who have kids who have life-threatening illnesses, and ultimately that they're trying to help pay their bills, their car payments, their mortgage payments, any bills that they have, I was sitting in the audience thinking, not only should I help them, we have to help them.
The credit union's involvement with Tanner's team goes well beyond monetary donations. A perfect example of this, the branch manager here at the Sauk Rapids location was so moved he actually joined the board of directors.
We're a big part of a lot of what they do, and just learning more about them, I just kind of was endeared by the whole situation. And one of the board members came up and was like, "Would you like to be on the board?" And absolutely.
I think as companies, sometimes we look at things as, hey, we'll just throw some money at some different things. I think boots on the ground, authentic things that you believe in, always find a passion for it, and then your passion exudes from there.
The partnership with them has been simply amazing.
Today we gave 2 grants away to families, and they just keep coming in. He absolutely is smiling down on us.